that will be valid as from the 1st January 2024. Now, allow me to walk you through the slides to see how the content will be delivered to you. Most industry sectors display a meaningful association with 5 or more technology trends, such as connectivity, cloud computing, mobility, sustainable consumption, or artificial intelligence and machine learning. In IATA, we are naturally considering adoption of certain technologies in our efforts to innovate DGR portfolio on our journey towards industry and portfolio digitalization. We are already moving from print manuals to digital publications and beyond. I'm sure that all of you are familiar with the Dangerous Goods Manual, that is a global reference for dangerous goods shipment, source of information for various stakeholders across the supply chain, multi-language publications that is available in English, German, French, Spanish, and Russian language variations that are made by IATA, in addition in Japanese and newly Chinese languages that are produced by our partners in Japan or China, respectively. It is publication distributed globally each year, and we've already sent to our clients the first shipments of the 65th edition that contains all the changes mentioned earlier. Despite the fact that the key DG markets are US, Canada, UK, Germany, Netherlands, or Japan, that are typically very digital oriented, we still see a hefty share of units in paper format. However, and particularly after COVID lockdowns, the share of digital books has been fast growing. We are already moving from print manuals to digital publications and beyond. This is probably due to the fact that mobility, as one of the trends I mentioned at the beginning, is important for our clients or for our customers. And because we have migrated to the state-of-the-art cross-platform called Bookshelf to provide access to our digital products. The content is available at any time at multiple devices with various operating systems. It is very easy to get access to your books, either in a single user digital license or enterprise library business model that has been created for larger organizations. After your account is created by using an email and password without any installation needed, you have at your fingertips all publications that you own and those you can borrow from the library set up by your employer. Same dynamics apply to other publications in my portfolio. Lithium battery shipping regulations, infectious substances shipping regulations, or training books that are being revamped as per the latest CBTA methodology and changes are more often than ever ordered in digital formats. As a reminder, we also offer to our clients the labels that I guess seems to remain in a paper format for some time. Let's have a look at the data product as another part of the digitalization journey. To help our partners automate certain processes, we have created a product that is called DGR eList, which is a data file that contains UN numbers in the section 4.2, known as blue pages. And also it contains additional information added by our subject matter experts. This product is an example of connectivity and data integration. Data file that is uploaded to a CMS cargo management system enables to reduce time the users typically spend by manually entering the UN numbers details into NOTOC module. Similarly, we have developed a product that has been designed to help flight crews sign off the NOTOC that, among other details, contains information about dangerous goods shipments. It is called DGR eList for electronic flybacks. Since the cockpit also goes digital, we believe there is an opportunity for our member airlines to adopt these digital products that contain sections of the DGR that are the most relevant for flight crews. As an example of ultimate innovative digital solution, I cannot forget to mention our flagship product, DG AutoCheck. It is a compliance solution that assists with dangerous goods acceptance process. Developed in collaboration with airlines, freight forwarders, handlers, it provides an excellent support to DG checkers. The system facilitates compliance with the latest regulations. The changes are pushed automatically to the system. It uses DGD that Ben was talking about as input. Ideally, we would like to see electronic DGDs whenever feasible to get data into the system instead of converting a paper to data. The system assists in preparing NOTOC. Using API helps transfer data from our system to another systems in no time. It helps reducing fines and penalties for non-compliance and minimizes a risk of damage to company reputation and its credibility. As you see, this system already serves as a platform for various trends I mentioned earlier. Of course, it is safety-centric because safety and compliance is our #1 priority. It supports mobility because here we refer as a business continuity that allows users to access the system remotely to complete certain tasks. It creates connectivity. We've developed certified Connect API recently that allows transferring data from DG AutoCheck to the other systems, particularly to save time and improve NOTO creation processes. It also provides data for ULD build-up and accounting purposes. At this point, I should also mention IATA's One Record initiative that will provide the platform for innovation in this area. It is to become a technical standard for data exchange in 2026. Now, DG AutoCheck is also ready for artificial intelligence and machine learning enhancements, which are in our pipeline for 2024 and 2025 and beyond. It is, of course, a sustainable and paperless solution, as digitalized processes will remove a lot of friction at paper-based touchpoints and propel air cargo towards a true data-driven approach. And this is a very important point, as DG AutoCheck generates plenty of data needed for future efficiency gains. Customized BI reports and dashboards will help managers make better solutions. Each step in the process in the DG AutoCheck is captured, each click is captured, and each step is properly documented. And data can be used to identify various issues or gaps. If you see incorrect rejections from the same partner at the same location, same user, it is time to think how to correct them or consider a proper training. Now, thinking about a training, I doubt there is a better place to find an unparalleled offers than those developed by our training department, from a classroom training through in-company tailor-made courses to the online trainings. IATA Dangerous Goods Regulations courses and diplomas help you stay up to date with the latest industry regulations and procedures and ensure that your dangerous goods shipments comply with latest industry standards. We have prepared for you the courses that contain more often than ever the DGR digital versions in the DG ecosystem that is being transformed from paper to digital and beyond. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hand over to Zeni.
Thank you, Roman. Once again, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. This final session to today's webinar is dedicated to CEIV lithium batteries, one of the most strategic products of the IATA certifications portfolio. When it comes to lithium batteries, the topic is really high on the IATA agenda. Assessing the risks related to the carriage of lithium batteries is IATA board strategic priority and agenda item. Therefore, the certification methodology is designed with the main objective to equip all actors of the lithium battery supply chain, such as shippers, freight forwarders, and logistics services providers, and operators, both airlines and ground handling services providers, with the necessary instruments that will enable them to meet their safety obligations for compliance with applicable air transport regulations. The program is providing support to improve the control and mitigation of safety risks associated to lithium batteries operations, to improve competencies and raise awareness in the handling and carriage of lithium batteries, to build and enhance compliance capacity to meet regulatory and customer requirements, and to provide visibility for companies following highest industry standards and best practices by recognizing them as centers of excellence for lithium batteries operations. The certification process was successfully completed so far by 55 organizations, 9 airlines, 29 freight forwarders, 15 cargo handling facilities, and 2 shipping organizations achieved the certification. And we have 36 more certification projects under delivery, which will be finalized before the end of the year, meaning 91 organizations will be certified before the end of 2023, and the number of certifications for next year is expected to be doubled. Few words on the certification process. It is consisted of 4 main steps: preparation, training, assessment, and validation. Training is a mandatory component. It's a prerequisite to achieve the certification, and candidate organizations have to ensure that 2 employees as a minimum from each location subject to certification will successfully complete the lithium batteries logistics safety management course, which is much more than a standard dangerous goods training. It's a 3-day training program working with participants in 3 main areas of competencies. First of all, knowledge on the regulatory context applicable to lithium batteries. Secondly, the second area of competency is directly related to designing and implementing effective safety risk assessment frameworks, including identification of hazards in lithium batteries operational context, and evaluation of those hazards in terms of severity and probability to determine the risk that they represent for operations and the need to implement effective mitigation actions to ensure the risk will stay as low as really possible. Another component of the training program is related to preparing organizations and their employees to be able to successfully go through the certification process. When this step is completed, we move to the core certification step, assessment. Assessment as a new method for auditing is more focused on risk assessment. It is performed by an independent validator working together with the organization with the final objective to deliver a detailed gap analysis incorporated in a draft report, which is used by the organization as a basis to develop a comprehensive corrective actions plan, which is the main reference to be reviewed and validated at the final certification step, validation, before we deliver the certificate. We are very proud and happy that a few months ago, the first airport community, Incheon Airport community consisting of 3 airlines, 6 freight forwarders, and the ground handling provider achieved the certification as a community. The program is rapidly growing, and we are facing a high demand from operators, but also logistics services providers and freight forwarders, and we are truly convinced in the advantages that the certification will bring to the supply chain. Therefore, if you would like to continue the discussion, we will be very happy to talk to you and to plan, to answer your questions and to plan your individual certification project. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will pass the floor to Christina, who will facilitate the questions and answer session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jenny. We'll now move to answer some of your questions. I can see that a lot of these have been addressed to you, Ben, so let's get started. For question 1 on wheelchairs. So wheelchairs with lithium batteries with a watt-hour rating that is greater than 300 watt-hours. Firstly, Can an operator carry a wheelchair that has battery greater than 300 watt hours? And if yes, is there an upper limit?
Thanks, Christina. Yes. So providing the battery is installed on the device, then there is no upper limit. It is important that the terminals are protected from short circuit. The battery is protected as well from damage. And that the electrical circuits are isolated, so if there's a switch, that it's turned off. There is a word of caution. So when we say there's no upper limit, we are starting to hear some stories about some batteries significantly larger than 300 watt hours. And so when we're talking about something like about 1,000 watt hours, you can expect that IATA is going to be taking a little bit of a closer look at those. And we'd also expect that operators would be doing their own safety risk assessment about such a large battery in the cargo hold. Thanks, Christina.
Okay, on the same topic, so if if a lithium battery is removed from a wheelchair, is the battery has to be stored in the cabin? Why is that? Isn't it safer than being carried in the cargo compartment?
Yeah, so it comes back to risk and managing risks that arise from it. So when a lithium battery is more likely to go into a thermal runaway, it's when it's being charged, when it's being used, or when it's being abused, dropped or damaged. And so given that a lithium battery powered wheelchair has probably been used up to the airport, it's then been removed, it's better that it actually goes into the cabin where we have trained crew that can deal with it. It gets put into a protective pouch, the captain's aware of it, the crew are aware of it, and if there's any problems, it can be dealt with on the spot. If the battery is in the hold, then if it goes into a thermal runaway and there's a problem, then the only option is that the captain has to use the halon and then divert to the nearest airport and land from there. So it's better to have it in the cabin where we have trained people that can deal with the situation.
Thanks, Ben. Okay, so there is also one more on wheelchairs. So where the battery has been removed and is stored in the cabin, how does the operator get the battery back onto the wheelchair? Should this happen on the ramp when the wheelchair has been unloaded, or in the baggage hall where the bags are being put onto the baggage carousel?
Thanks, Christina. And I think there was a couple of questions came in around that particular theme. And the point I'll make here is that it's actually about what the operator wants to happen by its own processes. So whilst IATA has produced this guidance document for mobility devices and it's freely available, it's there to help operators review their own internal processes and procedures. So I won't talk about where the battery should be reunited with the equipment. I'll say that it's for the operator to decide how and where that happens.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Ben. And also, let's try and do one more. What is the difference between sodium ion and lithium ion batteries?
Yeah. So firstly, we'll talk about the context of when we say lithium ion, we need to remember there's 20 or 30 odd different chemistries that can apply to lithium ion batteries. Lithium ion's a little bit like a collective name. And it's going to be a similar story with sodium ion. Both elements sit in the first column of the periodic table that relates to alkali metals. And sodium is a lot more common. It's a lot more easily found. It's there in everyday table salt, sodium chloride. It's easy to find. It's easy to mine. It's a lot more readily available. So it offers a much cheaper solution. It doesn't hold as much energy per kilogram as lithium. So our expectation was that we were going to see it more in, we would see it less in transport. So you weren't going to be using it for vehicles or aircraft. You're going to be seeing it more in electrical storage devices for storing solar energy. We thought that was going to be the solution. as we've seen recently, we may not have that quite right. The only thing I can say is that both technologies continue to evolve, and they both evolve very, very quickly. And the important point I want to make here is that when the United Nations Committee of Experts looked at this, the decision was taken to take the tests that apply to lithium batteries and apply them to sodium-ion batteries until we can prove that they're safer to go. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ben. So we've received a lot of questions, and as we're coming up to the end of the hour, we're going to go through the questions and get back to everyone offline by email. So thank you very much for submitting all of your questions. Is going to be shared with you along with today's recording, and we will also be sharing the links to sign up to the remaining 3 webinars in our series. So thank you very much to everyone for taking the time to be with us today.